Well, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today. My name's Joni Ogg, and on behalf of TravelProfessionalNews.com, home-based travelagent.com, and FindAHostTravelAgency.com, I would like to welcome all of you to today's webinar, and I thank you for taking time out of your day to join us. I'm really excited to welcome the amazing team and our friends from Passport Online to speak with us today. And today's topic is Unleash Your Online Potential, leveraging social media consistency and strategic partnerships with Passport Online. Now, our first speaker, or one of our many speakers, there are three speakers today, but one of our speakers is Ralph Eliseo, who serves as a senior sales executive for Passport Online. He is a 25-year veteran of the travel industry, spending 18 years on the cruise line supplier side. And I do remember when you were there, Ralph. And an optimist and a seasoned sales professional, he enjoys spending his business hours building relationships with and coaching advisors on solutions to help grow their business and industry overall. His contributions to the industry have been in various roles in the field and national accounts. In his free time, he enjoys spending time with his wife and his one-year-old daughter, oh, how sweet, and a very large extended family residing in southeastern Michigan. Now, many of Passport's long-term clients know Sarah Bauman, as she has been a part of the Passport Online team since 2000. And in these 23 years, Sarah has had the opportunity to work in a variety of different roles across many areas of the company. And she has worked in content, business development, marketing, go-to-market, and she now holds the apt title of Director of Partner Solutions. Now, this role allows Sarah to guide Passport's customers to the right mix of products and services that fits their individual needs, with a focus on how each product might complement and work with the other to achieve the best customer solution. And that's what we all want. Sarah's long experience has allowed her to creatively work with all of Passport's products in a way that arrives at these solutions while helping individual customers to actively grow their business while maintaining their unique working environments. We also have Rowan Meyer with us, and she is Passport Online's marketing coordinator. With a creative approach and deep understanding of many different communication strategies across multiple channels, Rowan delivers or leverages Passport's diverse range of solutions to craft marketing strategies in many forms. Now, her expertise is helping grow Passport Online's social presence to new heights. Rowan's expertise in marketing and strategic communications, combined with her commitment to customer success, makes her a valuable asset to both Passport Online and its clients. Now, please remember, folks, that you're going to be muted, but we do welcome your questions at any time. You can just type those in the question area that you see on the right-hand panel of your screen, and we'll get to those questions when they're finished with their presentations. So I'm going to go ahead now and welcome our speakers and turn the microphone over to our Passport team so they can get started. Welcome, Ralph, Sarah, and Rowan.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you, Joni, for that great introduction. It's a pleasure to be here. My name is Ralph Eliseo. I'm the only gentleman on the phone, so you can probably figure out it's me. Rowan, if you could go to the next slide. What I wanted to talk to you guys, everyone, about today is developing an online strategy. And from a sales perspective, it's so very important in this day and age that travel advisors, that we stay relevant, that your engagement with your consumer now goes beyond their initial request or working with them on a single booking. We want to continue to engage them throughout the year, even if they've already traveled. Still a good idea to do that. And the most important thing is that when you have an online presence, it's a website, but it's not just a website. I think the most important key to think of is that a website is your storefront on the world's main street. This is how your customers are going to find you. This is how new ways to engage your customers are going to come about through various online channels. The most important thing to any strategy is going to be how it's one thing to drive traffic to your website, but once they're there, Where else can they go? How else can they engage you? And that's where the social media comes into play. And Rowan's going to spend a good amount of time talking to you about how to manage it, how to be consistent, and some great tips there. But the most important thing is that a solid social media strategy should work in concert with your website. So you want to think of your website and your social media as playing tennis, and your client should be the ball. So they should be going back and forth to your different online channels and vehicles to engage you and to be as interactive with you as possible. Like I said, even if they've already traveled and haven't booked their next trip yet, the more that they're engaged with you, the more they see you, the better. So there's that. Automation is going to be key because social media can be a daunting project to get involved in or to maintain. If you're already active on it, great, but it can also be very, very daunting. So what I want to make sure you remember is with Passport Online, as a strategic partner, we have phenomenal tools that will automate all of your social media. So even if it's something that you're doing personally, you can then, if you forget because you're busy with 17 bookings and so on for the day, at least you have something going out on there. And I'll let Rowan talk more about that. But the most important thing is in any business coming from the field, when I would engage my travel partners and when I was in the territory and a national account, I always like to know numbers. So I can't stress enough, know your numbers. You have reporting. So within the Passport Online sphere, we give you full comprehensive reporting on all of the initiatives that you participate with us on, your website, your social media, but even more so, it's always important to know where your business is, what success you're having, and what unsuccess you're having. So it's just as important to know what didn't work as to know what did work. So that's important. And when you talk to your suppliers and you're talking to your business development managers out there, it's important that you're able to speak confidently about the initiatives you're doing because you have the numbers to back it up. And the team at Passport Online, we are always here to work with you, to help you find those reports, build that awareness and those numbers and go from there. You will also, when you can speak confidently to your numbers, you're going to see your suppliers are going to have a much more willingness to spend co-op dollars with you. So the more accurate you are and the more solid your numbers are, the more money you can receive from the suppliers to help you continue your marketing efforts. So, and from now, without further ado, I'm going to let Rowan take it away and talk to you more about consistency and ways that you can build your strategy.
Hello, everyone. I'm Rowan Meyer, Passport Online marketing coordinator and social media expert. So why would consistency be important when looking at your social media and your business? Consistency creates an easily recognizable and brandable image to your customer base. It allows for a professional brand image and builds trust with your audience. You want brand recognition, as this could lead to things like repeat customers. So what could consistency look like for you? Looking at these 4 examples, consistency can be as simple as a general color story or a font. So if you look at these 2 examples, the circle over here in the left example on the top and the column on the right example are both the same navy. And consistency can also be an overlay or a theme of everything you put onto your socials. So looking at the bottom 2 examples, they have the same colors, the same font, the same features within the design. The only thing that's changing is the content and the picture. So how can you start building consistency throughout your business? You can build/source your own social media and website content. You could use a social media content tool like ESP, or you could do a mixture of both. So with building
really
your own brand content,
one other thing I wanted to chime in with is that with having something like ESP, you can use that to your advantage. So when you're busy and you don't have time to build and source your own content, maybe you're escorting a group, maybe you're at a conference that week, maybe you're on your own personal vacation, you can kind of put it on autopilot and let ESP do the work for you so that you can have content going out. You can look like you're engaged with your customers, but you're not having to stop those other things that you're doing to create that content.
Sorry about the interruption, Sarah. Thank you for that. So, building your own brand content, some things that come along with that. No one knows your business's branding like you do. Creating your own content for your website and social media can be extremely time consuming. You always have to be creative, coming up with new things that might engage your audience. And you have to use your own photos, or you have to get licensing or permission to use other people's photos. And editing software is going to be invaluable in this case, so something like Photoshop, Illustrator, or Canva would be helpful.
And also using your own content, your own photos is extremely valuable, because at the end of the day, it shows that you're seeing the world. You're sharing your lives and travel with your consumers, and it's very authentic. So in this day and age, the key to staying relevant with the consumer base is authenticity. Everybody wants to have that experience. Just like when you go to Rome and you choose one of those bespoke tours that will be dinner party in a private home. That type of authenticity is what customers are now being attracted to. And the same type of authenticity is going to translate beautifully when you use your own journey and your own pictures and your own enjoyment.
Yes, that is a great point. With building your own brand content, though, not everyone in your audience or clientele is going to react to the same content. So you have to post videos, pictures of trips, infographics, and more just to cover all the bases for your clientele. And that can be a little bit time consuming. So here's a magic trick to remember. With consistently checking your social media analytics, you will see a number of clicks and a number of impressions when looking at any analytics. And an impression is when someone only sees an advertisement. So if they scroll through on their phone, on their computer, something like that, and a click or engagement happens when the user actually follows through and clicks on the post. So all of your clicks will be impressions, but not all of your impressions will be clicks.
And anytime you're spending any marketing dollars on these initiatives, or you're enhancing your visibility, remember, it's all about the number of eyeballs that are on you, that are on your marketing. At the end of the day, some things are going to generate bookings and conversions, but some things are just going to generate engagement, and that's okay too. Not every single initiative has to have a click-through, or an impression is very, very important, because it means they're watching. It means that they're engaged. And then this way, that should serve you as a way to say, you know what, this person viewed my post on the last 4 times. Let me send them a private message. So sometimes the impression, or when you see, or the click-through, it gives you that notion to say, let me engage this particular client because they seem to like what I'm doing. So use it as your own guide as well.
Thank you, Ralph. Yes, that's very important. So with using ESP for something like this, ESP is Passport Online's social media content manager, and you can use the pre-scheduled timeline for posts that Passport Online provides. So we create these posts for you and then create a schedule. And if you don't want to touch it ever again, you don't have to. You also have extensive access to a library of posts where you can search for specifics, like a specific destination, maybe something like Mexico. And when you access that library of posts, if you find anything that you like, you can download those posts and post them across all of your social media platforms, like Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, because posting across all of those social media platforms consistently is also important, and also is hand in hand with consistency.
And video and pictures is what everybody wants to see. So Instagram might be confusing, because for this older millennial like myself, I don't understand Instagram, but I forced myself in the past 3 months to completely embrace it, and it's been an education. So if you're a little intimidated by Instagram, don't be. have fun with it, enjoy it, and engage with it, because that's really what the younger set that has no idea where they're going and what they want to do, that you could be of a service to them with. That's where they all are, is on Instagram.
Yes, that is very true. So what I would recommend is kind of implementing a mixture of both of these options. So when you can supplement your own created content with ESP, you alleviate the pressure of a consistent schedule. Like Sarah was saying, if you go on vacation, if you're not able to post something for the day, something came up, you don't have to worry about it with ESP. Something will go out, keeping the posting on your social media consistent. And you can create content when you can. So if you get some inspiration or feeling extra creative, you can just create content as you go rather than giving yourself deadlines when you know you have to post something. And if you don't want to make a post, you can always use the post library and post something from there. We have some stuff like word searches and fun facts, so many things that would drive engagement up a lot. So another magic trick to remember is to keep an eye on your posts. Are you noticing that something's getting a little bit more likes than you usually get, or comments? Make sure to keep that post in mind and try to create something somewhat similar. Use that inspiration and see how the new post performs. Because if you find something that works, it's okay to keep using it as long as it continues to work. How can you make your website consistent like your social media? So you can pick colors that match your social campaigns and code them into your site. So what I was saying earlier about brand colors and brand fonts, you can easily add that in to your site to create a more unified look throughout. And with NextSite, you can feature your newest posts on Twitter and Facebook, so they will consistently update every time you post, and your social media posts will be at the forefront of your website if you want them to be. And to further keep consistency using NextSite, you can style your social media icons on your site to match your preferred colors. So me personally, if I was styling my social media icons on NextSite, I would use this light blue color that I have on the slide right here. So I have a question for you guys. What brands do these remind you of? They're extremely recognizable. Just by the colors and shapes, you can guess what big soda companies these images are trying to emulate. Brand consistency like that can be a little hard to achieve, but if you keep at it, you can definitely get very far. So in summary, consistency through social media and your website is a great way to stay recognizable. Looking at those two sodas, you can see which brands are being emulated with the color and shape. And with their success, I would hope you would want to emulate that success as well. And consistency is always key. Just to reiterate my two big points. You want your brand to be recognizable for your audience at all times. Ideally, if you had something like a billboard, someone would just driving by would look, see your branding and know it was you. That's the ideal. And define your brand, use consistent visuals, and monitor your online presence, and you will be well on your way to growing your brand. All right, I'm going to pass it back over to Ralph for a second. Thank you guys so much for listening.
So one of the main functions that we offer at Passport Online are our Next Sites, which is a personalized website for each travel advisor. But I want to pose a question out to the group. Do you have outside advisors that work for you? Are you a small but mighty team with 2, 3, or 4 advisors working with you? I wanted to let you know that we can do a consultation for you. We have phenomenal tools available to you that you could actually have each one of your advisors have a low-cost website of their own. So this way you would be able to manage the content on a master site under your agency, and then each one of your advisors can also have what we would call a clone site that would give you an incredible visual for their client base, because everybody has a different client base and plan of attack in the marketplace, and this would allow that type of a business model. You'll strengthen your business plans and promotional opportunities. You'll maintain consistent branding across your business, which is huge considering what Rowan just went over. You'd improve your advisor retention and longevity, because now they would have everything that they would be getting anywhere else. And in addition, there's minimal investment on your part and low monthly costs on their part. In addition, they can participate in the ESP program on social media. So if you want to grow your business and utilize your existing and maximize the potential of your existing advisor base, I would love to talk to you more about it. And my contact information is on the screen right now. So if you do have questions or any way we can help you, I'm available. In addition to that, if you are one of our current members or would like to be, we are always here to help and guide you and coach your business. We will open up all of our years of expertise. I think I did the calculation, between Sarah and I alone, it's about 50 years of experience. And that's funny because I'm 40. Anyway, but we are always available to you, and we want to make sure that the #1 partner and strategic partner in this business is Passport Online. So, because at the end of the day, when you work with us and we can help you maximize your potential, then you can be the best partner for your suppliers as well. So with that, I thank you all for your time, and we'll open up to any questions.
Fantastic. Thank you all for doing that. That was wonderful. Do have a few questions if you could help us with that. A couple of people have asked, what is ESP? What does it actually stand for?
So it doesn't actually stand for anything. It's just a cute play on the fact that we know what is going to be interesting and relevant. So
we're using our ESP powers to help you gauge what your clients are going to want before they ask it.
Ah, okay. That makes sense. Okay. People are saying how to access that.
So you can get to our website, which is www.passportonlineinc, that's inc.com. And there's a link in the navigation menu to social media, and from there you can read more about it. And there's actually a link to sign up yourself online and get started right away. But you can also read about it, see some sample posts.
Okay. Somebody had a really good question. They're asking, what is the frequency that you recommend posting to social media on? Once a day, once a week, more often?
Okay, so I would say at the very least, post on every channel you can at least once a week. Making sure you stay active will help the algorithm for a lot of social media channels push your content. If you drop off the face of the earth for a couple months and then come back to social media, it's going to be kind of hard to build that engagement back up because these channels are not pushing your content. So I would say at the very least once a week. I try and do at least 3 times a week, but I realize that that's a little difficult, and I am specifically kind of a social media person. So ideally at least 3 times, but at the bare minimum 1 time a week.
What about time of day?
Oh, that's a good question.
It is a good question.
Well, time of day is a little difficult. You kind of have to see how your audience is going to best interact. So if you notice that you post something at noon and you get 20 more likes than you usually do, I would continue to post at noon on that day. It's just kind of trial and error. You can also use the Meta Business Suite for at least Facebook and Instagram, and that kind of helps to pinpoint when you should post based on your audience.
And
okay.
We can also, when you're using our ESP program, we can also help you with that guidance as well. So there's a lot of resources that are available to you through Passport Online and our team that will be able to guide you and help you kind of navigate that. The other thing is, it used to be that you would try to advertise your email in the evening hours so people would be home when you got it or so on. Now with everybody working so remotely that you could check your social media while you're sitting at your desk and not even realize that it's business hours. So the kind of response that you're going to get is going to vary by day. If you live in an urban area with like Manhattan or New York City, sorry, I'm from New York. Anyway, if you're living there and there's a lot of people going to work in the office, then you might want to change your times and living somewhere that might be a little more remote. So it's kind of, we can help guide you on that.
Perfect.
And another point is that generally I've found across almost all of the people that I've looked at their social media stats for is Friday, about that hour before the end of the workday, usually tends to be pretty popular because everybody's kind of done with the week, and then they might be more likely to pop on for a minute and look and see what's going on. So if you don't have a good place to start, Friday towards the end of the workday is a real good place to start.
And not to beat the topic, but one more thing is, remember, social media does not live in your own backyard. You are now a national player now with social media. So you may want to try it out where you do a similar post at different times of the day. So this way you're hitting all the time zones, because I'm eating lunch when Sarah's eating breakfast. So it's kind of a difference there too. So there's a lot of different ways to play it, but this is a very fun thing to experiment with.
That makes so much sense. That's great topics and great ideas that you guys are sharing. Somebody asked, I thought it was a really good question. I'm not sure you can do this or not, but it's a great question. Can you rank social media companies?
I think that's going to be one that's probably vary too based upon your audience.
Correct. So your younger generations are going to use your Twitters, Instagram, Snapchats, and your more middle-aged folks like myself would be more looking at your Facebooks and so on. So it really depends on the market you're trying to attract and harness.
Okay. Perfect.
I will say though, LinkedIn is great across all age groups. So that's a good place to start if you're only wanting to post on one social media to start, just to get your feet in the water. That would probably be a good place.
And believe it or not, I actually just bought something from somebody on LinkedIn because it was I was just I got a notice and I was like, oh, that's a good idea. And it is a very, very useful platform.
Okay, so somebody asked this question, and I'm not sure exactly what it might mean, but you guys might know. Could I do a similar service for other travel brands under our travel center? Is that too specific of a question, or?
I'm not sure that I understand, but it sounds like maybe they're asking about a white label version. Give us a call.
I'll see if she chimes in. Maybe Michelle, I think her name was Michelle. If you could chime in if you have more to that question that you can share, and we'll take another one in the meantime here. Someone asked, what is the minimal commitment?
So with ESP, it's self sign up and you can cancel whenever you want. So I would say probably with anything with social media, you want to give it a good 60 to 90 days to really notice a difference. But you are absolutely welcome to go in there at any point and cancel your subscription, pause your subscription, whatever you want to do. So,
well, that's easy. Perfect. Okay. Michelle said similar to linking to a travel associate page is what she shared. You're still not real clear on what she's asking.
Yeah, that's okay.
She says she'll email you guys. She's going to email you.
Perfect.
She's got your email.
Yeah, and then we can just have a one-on-one.
Perfect.
And we'll address it specifically.
Perfect. Great. It looks like we've answered most of the questions. I did have one question that has been asked a few times, and I wanted to just share in case you didn't know this, Matt, but we do record all of these webinars at Travel Professional News. So this is being recorded right now. So you'll be able to not necessarily get the slides, but you'll be able to watch it at your leisure anytime. And that link for it will come out, the site information will come to you tomorrow in an email from Citrix that will tell you, or GoToMeeting that will tell you what that is. In the meantime, I'll just share with you, it probably won't be published till later this afternoon, but it will be available on travelprofessionalnews.com. Okay, so you can view it later on today or tomorrow morning. And in terms of the slides, I'm not sure if Passport wants to share those slides, but if they do, they will have all of your email addresses after this that when you registered. So if they want to share, you can send them an email and maybe they can do that for you. Okay. All right, Matt, you're welcome. I'm glad I could help you with that. Any other questions, anybody, or are we good? Do you guys have any last words you'd like to share?
I just want to thank everybody for joining us. It's always really exciting to talk about social media and what it is that we do. And if anybody has anything, you think of something tonight or tomorrow, please just reach out. We're nice people. We're happy to answer questions.
And I appreciate the questions that were asked. I think they were all very, very good. They were all very, very solid questions, and it was exciting to actually answer them. So I appreciate that. Thank you.
Perfect. Well, I can tell you they are really nice people, guys. I've known them for years. So definitely feel free to reach out if you have any independent questions you want to ask. You're not going to probably meet a group of nicer people than at Passport Online. So I thank you guys for being here today. Thank you to our speakers, and thank you to the audience for being here and enjoying some special time learning all about Passport Online, Inc. Thank you all, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Thanks.